everyone, Karen Yip with Yip Premier Real Estate. Welcome back to another episode of Yip Tips. Today, we're diving into some important changes in the real estate world that will affect both buyers and sellers starting August 17th, 2024. These changes come from a recent settlement involving the National Association of Realtors, or NAR, and they're set to shake things up a bit. But don't worry, I'm here to break it down. So, what exactly is this settlement about? Well, it's all about more transparency and fairness in real estate transactions, particularly regarding how real estate agents are compensated. Let's take a look at how these changes will impact the buying and the selling process. First, let's talk about buyers. Historically, when you worked with a buyer's agent, their compensation was typically paid by the seller through the listing agent at the time of closing. The buyer's agent compensation was typically incorporated into the final selling price of the property as part of the purchase. With the upcoming changes, the buyer could be responsible for paying out of pocket in order to have their own representation if the seller does not allow for the buyer's agent to be paid as part of the purchase price. Additionally, with the upcoming changes, buyers will now be required to have an agreement in place with an agent prior to viewing individual homes. Fortunately, here in South Carolina, we've had buyer agency agreements since the 1990s. This agreement spells out how the buyer's agent will be compensated, the type of representation you will receive, and what is expected as part of the agreement between the buyer and their agent. Commissions are negotiable, and it will be important that the buyer and their agent have a clear understanding as to how the compensation will be paid prior to submitting an offer on a property. For sellers, you'll need to have a discussion with your listing agent about the buyer's agent compensation. This means that while you may still elect to still offer or not compensation to the buyer's agent as part of the selling price, buyers will have to take this into consideration as it pertains to their agreement with their agent prior to submitting an offer or possibly even prior to viewing your home. Moreover, buyers must consider their out-of-pocket costs, which include inspections, down payment, and other related expenses. Now, they must also factor in whether they will need to pay out of pocket to have their own representation if the buyer's agent compensation isn't included as part of the selling price of the home, as it historically has been. It's important to work with your listing agent to understand how this might impact your overall selling strategy and to ensure your home remains competitive in the market. Now, let's wrap this up with a bit of perspective. With the real estate market rapidly evolving, the process involving your largest investment is getting more complicated, not less. Real estate is a highly technical profession that requires knowledge of local customs, contracts, and market trends. As real estate is hyper-local, there are nuances to this market that only a true professional in the industry will know. That's at least what I've staked my 21-year career on, helping clients achieve successful outcomes in their real estate objectives. Now more than ever, it's important to have knowledgeable and capable representation as a consumer to navigate through the process and have an advisor and advocate to manage problems and avoid pitfalls. After all, you don't know what you don't know until it happens, right? So make sure you have the right professional by your side. If you have any questions about how these changes might impact your specific situation, feel free to reach out. We're here to help you navigate these updates and make the best decisions for your real estate needs. Thanks for watching this episode of Yip Tips. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated with all your latest videos. See you next time. Until then, happy house hunting and selling.